Guys, this is Aaron from the Disciples here. This is the deck profile I played at Hatfield Regional this weekend. I got 5th place, so let's get into the list. I played Salad, so I played 3 Gazelle. Yeah, that's pretty standard, that's the main part of the deck. Played 3 Spinny. I played 3 because now that Signet Mining's out, I think it's not as bad to draw in the hand, because you have extra ways to get out, and I'm also maining Twin Twister, so it's not that deep to have multiples in the hand. And I also played Desires, so the 3rd one comes up. 3 Foxy, I think that's pretty standard at this point. It's just especially with like a lot of Fargate decks at the minute and stuff, like it comes up and it's a good starter. Played 2 Foul. I played 2 Foul because it's like increase like back row is good, and it helps make rank 4s, and it chain box Gazelle, which is really good, so it's got a lot of utility. I think it helps improve the like push power of the deck. And then for the one-ofs, play 1 Falco, 1 Jag. Sometimes consider playing a second of this because if your like Stalio play gets interrupted, you have to end up Desires before you get this out of the deck, which is kind of peak. And then you banish it a lot if you're me. And it's not like that bad if you can get it into the grave, but I wouldn't never play more than 1, I think, because it just does actually nothing if you have it in the hand without a way to get it to the grave. And Falco is really good still, it like helps recycle wheel spells and traps and stuff, so yeah. I always play with the 1 debug, it got limited, so yeah, just play the 1 for consistency. I don't play Flame Buffalo this weekend. I think it's cool, but I always wanted to try without it and play Mining instead to see how it was. That's it for the real monsters, and then for the hand traps, I played 3 Veiler. Was tempted to cut it for Ogre, but I wanted to keep it in just because you can't chain block this one, so I think that's nice utility. Play 3 Ash, it's the most generic hand trap, it makes sense to like have the best coverage for the deck. And then 3 Thanos. I think this one's like super important for Salad in particular. Obviously Striker's still a really popular deck, surprisingly, so it's good in that matchup, and it's particularly good in Salad because you can use it to trigger Gazelle with its second effect, and you can also summon it to his own and summon a wolf points to and get advantage that way, so I feel like it's just got a lot of applications in this deck. That's it for the monsters. It's 23, I think. For the spells, 3 Circle was pretty standard for consistency, and I played the Sanctuary for the field. Just need that one. I don't play Will. I wanted to try without it because I feel like a lot of the times it was just like a win more, you didn't really need to play through a hand trap or anything. And it's a good card, like I would consider playing it in the future, but there was just no room. I chose to play instead 1 Fusion of Fire. I don't think this card is necessary at all. Like, I think you can win the mirrors without it. I think it's kind of cute in the Sky Striker matchup. If they like Widow Anchor your guy, you can kind of not let them take it with this in a sense. But I wasn't super comfortable just not having it anywhere. I didn't really want to side it, so I just tried it instead because I was playing 2 Signet Mining to go with it. I was tempted to cut it for a 3rd one, but I decided to play 2 because I was never super amazed with the hands that this was in. I feel like it would just like, obviously it's extra consistency, but it was kind of bait if it got like hand trapped. It was just kind of a neg, and it's already an inherent neg one unless you like popping off. But it was overall for Signet Mining, it was good though. It got me my extra combo piece when I needed it a lot of the time. I don't know if I'd play 3 because I was never like super ecstatic when I saw it, but it was nice to have. I still played 3 Call by the Grave. I think this has fallen out of favour marginally recently. Like people play trap cards instead over it, but I still kind of like it. I think it's good against Orcust, and going into the original, I didn't really know what that deck did too much, so I wanted to be prepared for it game 1. It's kind of weird in the mirror because obviously like kind of stops yourself going off as well, but I think if you use it aggressively, it's fine. And obviously, with the addition of Silent Mining, I feel like the deck got a bit weaker to Ash than it was, so I just wanted to make sure that went through. Still play this card. Main decking 3 Twin Twister. This deck is very similar to the list that Tim Cox played recently, but I wanted to play 3 Twin instead of 2, just because I was expecting to play against a lot of True Draco at the original, and that's like a really hard matchup for the deck, so I just wanted to make sure that I was prepared with back row hate, and I really didn't want to lose to the Mystic Mind deck because that was fucking awful actually. so I just wanted to be prepared for that with outs in my main deck. And then the last two spells I played with 2 Desires, or just for consistency really. Like the banishing isn't usually a problem for the deck because you get all the like 1-ofs out beforehand, so usually. And then the last 2 cards of the deck are 1 of each trap card. That's pretty standard. We'll go on to the extra deck. It's pretty standard, I think. 3 Balinks. The third one comes up enough times to warrant the spot, I think. Yeah, it's really good to just be able to make 1 every turn, you know, and get it in the grave to keep the things safe. The 3 Sunlight Wolf is just like, you know, it's not really a turn for the deck if you're not making this one, so got to maximize it. And then 2 of the Link 3. This one's pretty cute. It's the spell trap, like, what do I call it? Removal is really good. And it helps you push for big numbers with the second effect, so I would not play it, but I don't think the third one comes up enough. You can always put it back with Jack Jack if you need to. For the big guys, I played Ningrisu and Boothroyd. They both come up. I don't think playing both of them is necessary. Looking back on it, I think I'd probably cut one of them for a second heater or something, because that would come up more, I think, or like a second rank 4 maybe. But I definitely think you need to play one of these. I would super try an Avramax, also test out one if I have one, but I don't, so I didn't. Both of them mainly come up in the Thunder matchup, so like I said, they do the same thing really. Boothroyd can be good against Striker if they don't have Eagle Booster. And the Phoenix, you know, it's fire, it's back row removal, it's generic, comes up every now and then, you wouldn't not play it. And then the Heater, you know, it's a really good card. It's super good in the mirror, and it's pretty against Striker as well. This is kind of cute against Pendulum, because you can grab the Electromite and just, you know, pop off. For the Xyz, I play the 1 Mirage Stalio. Again, like the 16th card for the extra deck is probably a second one. It comes up a decent amount of time, but you just gotta have good resource management and put it back with Jack Jack if you need to. And then Dweller, it's only rank 4 I play. I thought about playing Baguska, but I didn't find myself, like, it's only really summon it in the mirror if I had to, and I didn't feel like I needed Baguska to win the mirrors anyway, so I was pretty confident in that matchup. So Dweller's fine. And the last card I played was the Fusion of Violet Chimera for the Fusion of Fire. Just kind of had to. That's it for the extra deck. Obviously it's 15 cards. Go into the side deck. Side deck was a bit weird. There was some cards I wasn't very happy with, some cards I was pretty happy with. So 3 Pankratops, obviously it's just like the best, most generic side deck card right now. Just put it in whenever you get seconds, is what it is. 3 Lancia for the Thunder Dragon and the Orcust matchup. It just kind of ends their turn really if you can time it right, so that's good. For I played 3 Anti-Spell and Imperial Order just because, like, Striker's probably one of the deck's toughest matchups. It's like a super big grind, so if you can just slow them down, it helps out a lot, and you can try and like kill them before they kill you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I decided that in for. Decided to raid 2 more rage. This was something I saw Tim Cox do actually. It was super good all weekend. It was just putting it in going first. It does bits, and especially in the mirror and stuff. It's really nice to establish it and stop them from establishing a board. And the last card in my side deck was probably the card I sided the least. I didn't like it at all. It was Red Reboot. They just never played a deck that it was like super good against. I tried siding it in the mirror, and it just didn't feel right, because if you don't kill them, then they get to establish both traps, and rage is really strong in the mirror. So yeah, I probably wouldn't side it again, but it was nice to try. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. Shout outs to the team, obviously, and everyone that came with me to the regional. Shout out to Ben for lending me a Balinks when I lost one, and that's been the Disciples. Bye, guys.